What is up, everyone? Welcome to the next lesson here of the microservices stack, the toll calculator that we are going to build. Right. So before we going to start implementing Kafka, because we have our OBU data, which I need to double check how we did. Let me see it. I think we have a make file. So we have our OBU, and there's a little problem here, right? So if we do, what should be the first again? I think it's the receiver. I'm gonna say clear make a receiver here, right? So our receiver is basically booted up, and we are gonna say here make OBU, right? You can see that the receiver is going to receive stuff, but at a certain point of time, our receiver is going to stop. You see, our receiver has stopped processing messages. And I'm going to tell you why that is, right? Because let me show you. I'm going to kill the screen here. I'm going to open up this screen. I'm double checking OBS that everything is recording. Yes. So what's the problem here? Where am I here? Like, let me show you. It's going to be the data receiver. Right, so remember that we have a channel here, right? This message channel here, right? And this message channel basically has a capacity of 128, right? And that basically means that once, what did we learn? What did we learn in the concurrency? That a channel will always block when it's full. And I'm going to repeat this again. A channel will always block when it's full. Basically means, why don't we receive things? Well, we are blocking here, right? Because it's full. 120 messages, nobody is consuming, right? Nobody is eating cookies from the box, right? That's why. So because we don't do anything right now, we're going to basically muck out this channel so we don't block anymore, right? So if we do to our receiver, we're going to add some logging later on. Make receiver here. Right, boom, and then we do make OBU. Then we're going to see that we are keeping receiving data, and it's going to keep receiving data because nothing can block us, nothing can stop us, right? Okay, that's nice. So that's already been fixed. All right. The next thing we're going to do is basically set up a little bit of Kafka, right? Because what's going to happen is the OBU data sender, which is actually not it's not a part of our microservices. It's basically something we are creating so we can simulate coordinates being sent to our service through WebSockets. But what the receiver is going to do, the receiver is going to receive these data, and it's going to put that on a Kafka queue, right? And we need Kafka for that. So basically, let me open up this beautiful repository here. And let me also increase the zoom level here. This is going to be the package we're going to use, which is the Confluent Kafka Go, right? It's very maintained. It's what we need. So how are we going to do this? First of all, I'm going to see if I think we are okay if we just install this. Copy. Back to a Vim here. We're going to say go get. I think I can just paste everything in, by the way. No, it's not. Go get and then paste in this thing. Press enter. It's going to install this beautiful package for us. Takes a while because it's a pretty beefed package, I think. In the meanwhile, yes, we are done. Actually, it's fine. So we have installed that. So what we're gonna do, this is going to be the data receiver. So let's first try to make things work. So something that I always do, right? And even though I am 36, I have a lot of experience, I always try to get something working. A lot of people see, okay, I need to implement Kafka, and they will try to put it into the data receiver, and they will try to make some abstractions and functions and configuration, and that's so bad, in my opinion. That's really not the way you need to approach it, because before you have feedback, before you have any kind of feedback of if it works, if it not works, you're already 1 hour, 2 hours in the game. That's not what we want. We want instant feedback. We want instant dopamine. We want to trigger a reward system instantly. And that's not if you're learning stuff. That's also if you're already experienced. Because at a certain point of time, if you're doing all this boring stuff after each other for hours, you're going to get burned out. You're going to get demotivated. You're going to have not the drive to continue, right? So what we're going to do here, this new data receiver, that's fine. We're going to try to set up Kafka in our main and see if we can connect and all that stuff. And then we're going to move things out of the way, right? So let me see, where is my Kafka thingy here? So we need a producer, right? In Kafka, we have concept of a producer and a consumer, right? What is a producer? It's going to produce. The receiver receives messages and is going to produce that on a topic. And then we're going to have another service later on, and that's going to consume that data, right? Okay, so we're going to say, how do we make a producer? Here, you see, P, Kafka new producer, bootstrap servers, fine. This is a thingy. But what we're going to do, we're going to copy paste the whole shenanigans. That's what we're going to do. So we are in here. I'm going to just, boom, paste the whole shebang. Going to save that and see what's going on. All right. So the bootstrap service local host, that's fine. We're going to set up Kafka really soon on Docker. Delivery report handler for product. Yeah, that's basically, this handler is going to give us some information if the delivery is failed or is it delivered. This is what we're going to produce here. That's fine. So we're going to set some stuff here. We're going to say const. What's going on here? Const. We're going to say Kafka topic maybe. It's going to be OBU data, something like that. It's fine. Something is wrong. I don't know what it is. It's going to be the Kafka topic here. Kafka topic. I don't know why it's borking out here. Oh yeah. Ooh, I see. Not terminated. I see. OBU data. That's our topic. All right. That's this one. What are we going to produce? It's going to produce this. That's not what we want. We want to delete this for loop. We're going to produce a byte, and that's going to be, I don't know, test producing. Yep, and then wait for the message to shutting down, flush. We're not going to do this. All right. So I think we have something going on here. This is basically a feedback, right? A feedback if it's produced or not produced, delivered or not delivered. And this is what we're going to do. It is basically just producing to this topic. Partition any. We're going to check the options later on. That's nothing we need to worry about now. Value is going to be this byte. Later on, it's going to be, of course, probably a JSON marshaled thing of our ABU data, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to... I'm going to do a return null here. No, return. We're just going to return. We're not going to execute this data receiver. So I'm going to say make OBU. No, it's going to be make a receiver. No, models required. Damn, I thought we did this. What's going on? Go getgetter.com. Confluent. Kafka. Go. Actually, maybe we should do this. The whole shebang. We can't. Let's see. Let's see what is going on. What am I doing here? Oh, I see. I made a little mistake here. I'm so sorry. Confluent think. Not confluent tick, but confluent think. That's the problem. Again, I thought we actually did this already, man. I thought we basically did a go get already, but apparently sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes it works out, eh? All right, let's see if this is going to work. Make receiver. That seems to work. So probably it's going to give us an error. Yeah, so that's what we want, right? So we have an error here, and it's going to be a local host. It cannot find Kafka. Hey, I agree with this. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to open up a Kafka Docker image to see if we can find that. All right, so I have this information here. But that is not what we want, I think. Do we need Zookeeper and all that bullshit? Do we need this? I think we do. I think we do, by the way. Like I said, I'm trying to do this on the fly, right? I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, right? I could copy paste this, but it's for everyone the same, right? I did this before, but I'm not doing this every day. You know what I mean? So I need to double check. Yada yada. I think we maybe can get away with this. Let me first also open up my Docker engine and Docker desktop. Let me boot that up already. Oh, these cookies, man, it's reject all. I don't care. Docker exec broker, yada, yada, yada. This is fine. I'm on a roll. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to copy this and see if we can make that work. So let's go back to here. Let's open up this one. It's going to be a new file. Docker compose probably. Docker compose YAML. YML. Paste this in. Problem is not going to format this for me, so these wrong stuff here, I'm going to delete them all. It's annoying, actually. Let's delete all this bullshit. Delete this. Let's delete this. Delete this. This. Oh man, this is annoying. Zookeeper. Because Kafka is depending on Zookeeper, and we need to install that. Otherwise, it won't work. Let's do this. All right, that should be fine. Can we do... Let me open up a new terminal. Here. Let me boot that up a little bit. Like I said, the microservice stack, we're gonna do some programming, but this is going to be a lot of configuration, a lot of figuring things out, right? That's the thing. That's what's gonna happen. That's important for you to know. So we are going to say something like cd, it's going to be the fulltimegodev, and that's going to be the tolling calculator, right? And we're going to say docker compose up. Should we do a -d? Why not? So it's going to pull broker, and it's going to pull Zookeeper. Oops. Zookeeper not found. This is so nasty. Docker ps, that's all stuff I don't need. We're already in a little bit of a thing. It cannot find Zookeeper. Let me quickly find some stuff. Kafka. Let me see if we can find something else. Hey. It's the Bitnami Kafka latest. I think we could do that, actually, to be honest. Let me... Oh, man. That's a little bit annoying, actually, not gonna lie. I can't remember which one I used. Docker pool Bitnami latest, that's fine, but we don't want a network. Docker compose up min-d, okay. Docker run Kafka. Alright, this is nice. This is nice, this is what we need. The only thing we need to do is expose these 90 ports here. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna try to paste this in. but I need to make sure that we do this. -p, and that's going to be the port 9092, and that's basically to expose this. 9092, binding it to 9092, and press enter. Alright, it's going to pull Bitnami. This is fine. And I think you guys can basically relate, right? It's always a thing if you need to find these images and install and configure it. And I could already prepare this, but I thought, well, let's not do this. Let's just go in and try to make it work, right? So they can see, all right, generate a Kafka cluster, it's nice. So Kafka is running. What else going on here? Some shenanigans. So that's fine. So what we're going to do right now is basically try to make our receiver and see if it can connect to Kafka, right? Make receiver real quick. Producer terminating, still in queue or transit. I think it's fine, to be honest. With one message still in queue. Yeah, I see. Oh yeah, that's why they need to flush that, right? It's going to be receiver main, by the way. That's that. So what we could do basically is do a simple for loop. For y is going to be 10. No, it's 0. Y is smaller than 10. Y plus plus. Actually, test producing is going to be the same message, but it doesn't really matter. Make receiver to see what's going on here. Yeah, producer terminating with 10 messages basically means that we are producing. So that's good. We are connecting Kafka setup, right? So what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to make ourselves a little bit handy, right? So we're going to make a readme here, right? So I'm going to say it's very important. You're going to make a readme, and we're going to give it a title, which is going to be the toll calculator. Just like that, and I'm going to inject some of these things. And what I'm going to do is probably I'm going to fish up our Bitnami thing here. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to back to our readme. I'm going to paste that in, which I need to do like that. Voila, we have Docker run, name Kafka, yada yada yada. Do we have a port setup? Not, so we're going to put that in. So we're going to say here -p, copy that. Actually, to be honest, I could type it actually, paste this in. You see, sometimes my clipboards, it's nasty. All right, so do 9092, my bad. And what we're gonna do is maybe we're gonna say here. It's so annoying. We should do a -d, so it's going to get a daemon. If you do -d at Docker, it's basically going to boot that up in the background, right? Otherwise, you're going to have something like this, where it basically just, if you kill it, it's going to be killed. Otherwise, -d, it will just boot that up, and it's fine. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is open up our receiver, and now we know that basically this is going to work out pretty fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this producer actually into our data receiver here, right? So what we're gonna do is each time we make a new receiver, we're gonna make a producer. So we're gonna say producer prod, for example, and that's going to be a pointer to Kafka. I think it's gonna be a producer, just like that. Is it a pointer? Is it an interface? This guy? We cannot find it. That's annoying. I think this should be a v2 here, I think, not quite sure. Kafka producer, can I find this? No, I can't. I cannot GD it. That's annoying. But it's fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to move these, this one. Defer, we don't going to do that. We're going to copy this. We're going to paste that in here. Right, we're going to make our producer. Bootstrap service localhost, that's fine. Maybe we could make this variable, but for now it's good. What we also going to do here is actually make an error, because right now we have something that can return an error, which is this, right? So we're going to return an error here, actually null error, and otherwise we're going to return null here. To be honest, I'm not quite sure if we need this message channel, in my opinion. I think we can delete that message channel, because we are going to probably directly, in this receive loop, directly going to produce. That's what I think what we're going to do. We can make it clean. So we're going to say that the prod here is going to be p. That's fine. We could make a function here, func dr is going to be the data receiver. Produce data, and that's going to be data is going to be the OBU data, types OBU data. This should return an error, not quite sure, maybe. And we're going to copy this thing. Hop. I'm going to paste this in here, right? And, oh man, it's hanging. Okay, it's fine. And it's going to be dr prod produce. A Kafka message, that's fine. This topic we don't know is going to be Kafka topic. Yeah, this Kafka topic. So many type hints here. That's a little bit annoying in Vim. It's giving you a lot of type hints. The partition is this. We're gonna make sure we're gonna make this a little bit better. I'm gonna press enter here. I'm gonna format it a little bit better. Do it like this. Do this. It's fine. Invalid operation. Untyped string here. What's going on? Can we do this? Okay, that's fine. All right, the value is going to be bytes, right? So first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to say b, r is going to be JSON, marshal. We're going to marshal this data. If r is not null, we're going to return this error, right? We're going to return r because there is an error, undeclared name JSON, b not used. It's all fine, no worries about that. Yeah, so then we have bytes here, so we're going to put that byte into the queue, right? Just like that, and it's not going to return. I think this produce, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's returning an error. Is that true? Let's see. I think it's going to be fine. I don't know. I cannot GD into this produce for some reason. Maybe I can close this, Vim back again, open up main receiver, and see if this is going to fix my stuff. Let me find produce here real quick. Produce data, it's in this one. Let's see what produce is doing. It returns an error. That's good news. So we are going to say this error here and then return error. You could say, why don't you do an if? Because if this error is going to be null, it doesn't matter, right? We're not going to check it. This is a problem, right? Cannot use Kafka topic untyped string as a pointer to a string. And if I do an n, it's also not going to work. That's weird. It is going to work. That's fine. It's just, I don't know, the GoPLS is just working out here. It's fine. All right. So basically what we have here is our producer setup. So, and we have a produce method. So what we're going to do is each time we are in a receive loop, in our receive loop here, we are going to say, so received OBU data, we're not going to log this out, we're going to delete that. We are going to say here, dr produce, it's going to be small caps produce data, and it's going to be this data. And you're going to say if r is this thing, r is not null, we are going to, are we going to break this? I don't think so. I'm going to do a println here, Kafka produce error, and do this r, right? And basically just continue here. So that's fine. What we also gonna do is do our feedback loop here, right? It's this thing. So in main we can delete everything here, delete. We're not gonna produce anymore. This is fine. New data receiver is returning an error, so we're gonna catch that. We're gonna say if error is not null. We're gonna do an log fatal out. All right, log fatal error, by the way. So now we have this range events here. How we are gonna do this? I think we are going to copy this function, delete this, and we're gonna boot that up here, right? We're gonna boot this up here, right? So basically, you're gonna say start another go routine to check if we have delivered the data. Yeah, something like that. That's going to be P here. That's fine. Delivery failed. Delivered message. All right, that's fine. Boot this up, return that, all fine, right? Of course, we need to close these things, very important, because we're spinning up Go routines. We also need to close that, but that's for later on. We're not going to bother with that. So I think we are in a good spot. So I'm going to open up here, make receiver, and see if everything is fine. So receiver is not working out. And then we're going to say make OBU, and see connection refused. Oh, this is again this Kafka thingy. What's going on with that? That's actually a little bit concerning. So the Kafka topic is basically just a string, right? Let me see what this is. Topic is a pointer to a string. Okay, a pointer to a string. I agree. I agree. A pointer to a string is this, right? Maybe it's a constant. Of course. Of course. Because it takes the address it wants to take. It wants a pointer. So why does it want a pointer, if you think about that? Why would somebody want a pointer to a string? If you're going to modify it for some reason, right? But it cannot modify it because it's a constant. So we're going to make it a var, right? Actually, what we could do here is make it. We're gonna make it clean, guys. We're just gonna see if this is gonna work, right? This is this OBU. Where are we here? This is gonna be the make receiver. Receiver, just like that. All fine. Make OBU. Name or service not known. All right. That's okay, I guess. So I'm going to kill this. I'm going to double check what's going on here. Did we miss some configuration? That could be the case, right? So we have localhost bootstrap servers. Do we need to... I think we're fine because there is no error here. Data receiver here, yada yada. We're going to return that. Receive loop. Let's print this out if we receive a message. Println. Receive message. We're gonna say, are we gonna print that out? Yeah, why not? Data. No, this is gonna be the OBU, by the way. It's gonna be this window is for the receiver, so this is going to be a make OBU. Okay, so we're receiving messages, so that's fine. The problem is that the Kafka cannot do its thing. Okay. That's fine. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. So basically, this topic is going to be, this one is fine. Partition any is fine. I'm still a bit worried, actually, to be honest. What is this? Wait, let me see here. Allow plain text listeners, yada yada. CFE auto create topics enabled, yeah. And production, I understand. Starting Kafka, so I think that's good. It's printing out a config here. It's a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. It's still up, yeah. 1990, yeah, it's pinned, it's good, it's fine. It's good, it's fine, hey. But it doesn't return. Actually, to be honest, who's telling us that it's not working out, right? Because I'm expecting here to see delivered message here. That's what I expect. Do I need to flush that, actually, to be honest? Maybe... do we need to flush that, right? Because in this example, they are actually flushing this bullshit. Wait for a message delivery before shutting down. Byte word is fine. P-flush. I don't know. Maybe the flush is the magic. It's where the magic happens. Who knows? So it's going to be... Where are we going to flush? I have no clue, to be honest. Because we need to flush directly then. I don't believe that. That's true. db prod flush. What's going to... dr prod flush, not enough arguments. What is flush? Flush and wait for outstanding messages and request a complete delivery. Runs until yeah. I don't think we need that, to be honest. I don't think we need this flush. This flush is basically for if you want to close and you want to flush everything. Well, the only way to figure out if it's working is basically to... I don't have any Kafka inspector. Maybe we should install that. The only reason is basically to make a consumer, right? To see if it's actually producing some stuff. So let me quickly do this once again. Make receiver. And then do make OBU and see. Maybe it's going to print something out soon. Who knows? Let me see here. So we're receiving messages, but I don't see any Kafka commits. Right, that's what I want to see, actually. So we're receiving these coordinates, that's fine. So what happens if we kill this now? Look at this, I'm gonna kill this thing. We got an error, right? Connection refused, it's trying to reconnect. This is weird, right? This is a little bit weird. Because this error is not doing anything. So what I think what we're gonna do to make it actually sure, instead of basically guessing in the wild here, is we're gonna start implementing a consumer quickly to check a Kafka consumer, because we need that anyway, and then we're gonna basically see if we can consume something from that topic. that we just created. Or we could also install some kind of a Kafka queue inspector to see what's going on. So we have actually some feedback, and maybe we missed something. We don't know. In these things, there could always something go wrong, right? So I'm going to keep it up for this lesson here. So we basically have Kafka installed. We know how to make a producer. We attach the producer here. We know exactly what the core point is of this service. We're going to fetch the data. We're going to produce the data to the Kafka queue, and that's it, right? And OBU or receiver is done. Microservice is just going to receive data, put data on the queue. It's like an interface between the outside world and our beginning of our microservice stack, right? So thanks for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.